Ever wondered why you are asked to open your window blind during takeoff? Or why you have to turn on flight mode on your electronic devices? I'll explain these and other safety requirements so next time you go, you'll know. So, why do you have to open your window blind for takeoff? The mysterious window blinds on an airplane. Have you ever wondered why you are always asked to open them during takeoff? Well, my curious friend, I am here to shed some light, pun intended, on this peculiar rule. Picture this. You're sitting on an airplane waiting for takeoff. The aircraft has taxied to the runway, and you can feel the excitement in the air. As the plane starts to accelerate, you glance out the window and notice something peculiar. It could be anything from a technical malfunction to an unexpected change in weather. Opening the window blind allows you and the crew to see outside and assess the situation. Is there smoke or fire on the wings? Are there any obstructions on the runway? Having a clear view can help you make better informed decisions in case of an emergency. As the aircraft takes off, it goes through a series of altitude and weather changes. These changes can have a significant impact on the amount of light entering the cabin. By opening the window blind, you can adjust to the changing light conditions more easily. Let's say you're flying into a beautiful sunset. By gradually opening the blind, you can bask in the magical hues of orange and pink. Or maybe you're departing in the early morning and the cabin is gradually flooded with gentle morning light. Opening the blind allows you to savor these natural wonders and adapt to the changing light as the flight progresses. Plus, opening the window blinds allows the beautiful natural light to enter the cabin, creating a more pleasant environment for passengers. It can make the journey feel less like a cramped tin can and more like a leisurely stroll through a sunny park. Now you might be thinking, can't I just keep the window blind closed if it's not my thing? Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but the Federal Aviation Administration, that's the FAA, has some rules in place that you simply can't ignore. According to FAA regulations, window blinds must be opened during takeoff and landing. This ensures that passengers are prepared and aware of their surroundings in case of an emergency. The FAA takes passenger safety very seriously, and these regulations are in place to ensure a smooth and secure journey for everyone on board. Next, let's move on to something we all hold dear: our mobile phones. Why do you have to turn on flight mode? The familiar sound of the flight attendant's voice gently reminding us to turn on flight mode on our electronic devices. It's a small inconvenience that many of us have grown used to over the years. But have you ever wondered why this precautionary measure is necessary? Let's take a closer look at the reasons behind the flight mode requirement and why it's so important for the safe operation of the aircraft. The aviation industry takes safety seriously, and flight mode is one of the many precautions in place to ensure smooth and secure flights. By requiring passengers to activate flight mode or switch off their electronic devices during takeoff and landing, airlines and aviation regulatory bodies aim to eliminate any potential risks of electromagnetic interference. Now I know what you're thinking, but hey, I've forgotten to turn on flight mode a couple of times and the plane didn't fall out of the sky. Well, you might be right. The actual likelihood of an electronic device causing significant interference is relatively low due to advances in technology and the aircraft's shielding. However, it's always better to err on the side of caution when it comes to aviation safety. Let's cover off some of the other important safety information. Fasten your seatbelt. One of the most important safety rules on an airplane is fastening your seatbelt. It may seem like common sense, but many passengers still fail to do so. Remember to fasten your seatbelt during takeoff, landing, and whenever the seatbelt sign is illuminated. It's the best way to protect yourself in the event of turbulence or unexpected movements. Follow instructions and pay attention. Listen up. The cabin crew is there for a reason, and it's not just to serve you snacks. They are highly trained professionals who know what they're doing. Follow their instructions and pay attention to the safety demonstration at the beginning of your flight. It may seem like a boring routine, but it could save your life in case of an emergency. Secure your carry-on baggage. We've all seen those passengers who struggle to jam their tiny carry-on bags into the overhead compartments. Don't be that person. Stow your carry-on baggage securely in the overhead compartments or under the seat in front of you. Loose items can become dangerous projectiles during a turbulent flight or emergency landing. Bigger pieces, such as suitcases, go up top. Smaller things, such as backpacks, go under the seat in front. Easy. No smoking, seriously. Smoking on an airplane is not only against the rules, but it's also a major fire hazard. Lighting up a cigarette or vaping in the lavatory may seem like a rebellious act, but it could have serious consequences. Airlines take this rule very seriously, and offenders can face legal repercussions. So do everyone a favor and satisfy your nicotine cravings once you've landed. While we hope that you'll never have to experience an emergency situation on an airplane, it's important to be prepared. In the event of an emergency, follow the evacuation procedures and listen to the instructions of the cabin crew. Stay calm, locate the nearest exit, and move quickly but safely to leave the aircraft. Your life may depend on it. Oh, and one last piece of advice. Book your holiday with travel counselors. When you're stuck abroad, the last thing you want to do is chat with a robot. You're never alone with our 24/7 help desk.